Beautiful people, it is Nick Kelly here. I did a hashtag Ask Nick Kelly on my Twitter, and I said I'd do a video of it, and I said I'd do it like 24 hours ago, but I didn't do it, so I'm doing it now. I'm gonna go through this as quickly as possible because I want to answer a whole load of them, but I don't want to get you bored. Oski! Come here! Are you happy with me? This is Oscar, guys. He's gonna help me answer questions. This is an Australian Shepherd dog. AmbiAmi98 said, if you could live any place in the world, where would you live? Probably London. And actually, Savant said, what emoji embodies you? Definitely the smirk emoji. I actually have a shirt of it. What are your goals, New Year's resolutions for 2015? I don't know, be better at things, be more impulsive, start like following through with stuff, leave my work at the office. None of them have worked so far, but that's okay. What's your favorite movie? Christmas with the Cranks. Everyone else hates it. That's why I love it. At Troyler Dreaming said, I was asleep when you announced this and I think you should be nice. Well, no. Give me an up and coming artist I'll enjoy. Doko. Check out Doko. At Troy Lovely said, did you end up finding your camera? I did, but I can't find my memory card, so I'm filming this on my laptop. At Maddie Seeking said, have you ever been to Radelaide? No, but I want to come. At Troy Lifts Flannel said, how did you and Troy become friends? I don't know, we started talking on the internet and the rest is history. At Troy Lifts Flannel also said, top or bottom? Bunk on the bed. Top, because I feel like when I'm on bottom, I feel like top is going to just fall through and smash onto me and kill me, and that's not nice to think about. At Liverignol, I think that's what it's meant to say, said, how is interviewing wet? Amazing, I should have it up next week. At SoundDocBlog said, what do you think is the most core element of the human spirit? Puppies. At Infinite Troy said, hi, just thought I'd say you're an amazing person, I love you lots. That's weird. At Troy Lovely said, I'm going to bed, so say I love Bales in a video so I know you saw this, thanks, bye, I just did it. Say you love the Smirk Squad. Sure, I love them. At Punktrono said, honestly, what's your favorite outfit? I want modeling skills. I'm currently going through like a 3 outfit cycle because I'm in the middle of moving house. So like half of my clothes are in my house like an hour down south in Sydney and half of them are up here on the Central Coast. And so I'm like trying to mix and match and make it like I actually have more than 4 pairs of clothes up here at the moment. It's not going well. At Risky Savant said, do you have any tips on time management? No. At Punktrono said, teach me how to do yoga. There. Go to VidCon so we can meet, or I'll fly to Australia and throw chicken nuggets at you. I would way prefer the second option because A, I hate long plane trips. B, I'm not cool enough to go to VidCon. C, I love chicken nuggets, so please throw them at me. Are you coming to Melbourne anytime soon? Yeah, probably not, because I have a holiday booked there for about 2 weeks away, but I'm very busy, so I'm probably gonna cancel it. Sorry. At Troy Eyes You said, what's your favorite song, ATM? Probably Style by Taylor Swift, because we just started playing it on the radio and it sounds banging through the monitors. At Troller Honestly said, do you want to join the Fatties? Yeah, sure. At Oakley Who said, is there glory in the process? Yes, absolutely. The process is the best part. At Gxleen Dan said, favorite album of 2014? 1989, definitely. At GTG Troy said, favorite food? Beer. Beer's a food, isn't it? At Official Fatties said, would you like to join the Fatties? Yes, please. Have me as one of you. At Troy said, do you love your job? Yeah. Which artist do you think will blow up in 2015? I wrote a whole thing about this. Why are you asking me? At Chirpy Deanne said, what 2014 song is most underrated? Easily Samantha Jade's Sweet Talk or Grayson Chance's Thriller in Manila. At Troy Lovely said, come to Canada? That's not a question, mate. Who are you looking forward to seeing grow in the music industry this year? How many Weet-Bix do you have? When I actually bother eating Weet-Bix, when I'm like really desperate and sad, like, I don't know, 2. I have a small stomach. I'm only like 60 kilos. I can do this thing with my stomach. Party trick. At Isatrot said, do you like milkshakes? Of course I like milkshakes, who doesn't? Chocolate and lime are my favorites. Please tell me what you think of the acoustic version of State of Grace by Taylor Swift. I see CBF listening. At Risky Savant said, are you going to VidCon? Of course not. At Sloth_Savant said, are you coming to Perth anytime soon? Probably not, but I'd love to. It looks like a really cool place. At Nina Savant75 said, me or Troy Savant? You. I just realized I had it on top tweets and not all tweets, so now I'm going through all tweets and going back through everything. What are your thoughts on bagged milk? Sounds like a very terrible concept. Don't do that. Favorite ice cream flavor? Cookies and cream. Have you seen The Boat That Rocked? Yes, and it's a terrible representation of radio. At Troy said, could you ever leave Australia permanently? I actually don't know the answer to that, but it's probably the best question here. I'd love to eventually. I think my plan in like a decade is to move to the UK and hopefully do some radio over there, or be like really successful in the online space over there. So I just realized there's multiple flies flying around me, so I probably look like I smell like shit, but I don't. At Chirpy Deanne said, if you could only listen to covers by an artist for the rest of your life, which artist would you choose? That's a really good question. Probably Pentatonix, I reckon. Pentatonix have covers to a T. What's your favorite article of clothing you like to wear in the summer? Shorts. I got shorts on right now. I'm a shorts guy. Where are 3 places you most want to travel to? I want to travel to Tokyo, New York City, and Los Angeles. Tips on being cool. Just be a cool guy, like me. What's the #1 thing on your bucket list? Spend a week at a Buddhist retreat with no phone, internet, connection to the rest of the world. I just want to experience that. Fatty Squad AF or nah? Fatty Squad AF. At Frick Millette said, what do I do to deal with school? I hated school a lot. Basically just do your best you possibly can, but make sure you find yourself something you're passionate about outside of school, and focus as much attention as you can on that. If school's not for you, find points where you can potentially leave. If you can, hold on. It just gives you extra opportunities to set yourself up for the future if everything else goes wrong. I finished school, I hated it, but I finished it, and I'm glad I did. Bailey said, favourite person, group, band you've ever interviewed? Definitely the 1975. Maddie Healy and I get along like two lead balloons. No, what do you call it? Two peas in a pod. Hillary said, how to look fashionable while feeling comfortable and not looking like a potato. I'm very much a potato. Does Melbourne have the best coffee? Absolutely not. Did you go to a private or public school? I went to a Catholic private school for primary school, and then for high school I went to an academically selective public school. So it was like government funded and awful, but it was like full of smart people, which was kind of cool. Troye Sivan all day. That's like asking me to choose between Fergie and Jesus, and I'm not going to answer that because I love them both equally. From Dong O'Connor, why is it if you kill a man in war you're a hero, but if you kill a man in the heat of passion you're a murderer? That, my friend, is what is disgusting about the law system. Best song you've ever heard? That is a big question. Rin Weaver's Octahate would legitimately have to be up there. Probably Straight Lines by Silverchair though. They were like a seminal Australian band in the like 2000 to 2010 era, and they've had some amazing songs. Metro Station's Shake It would be up there as well. Lily just sent me a DM saying good night, Nick. Good night, Lily. Would you rather have fingers as teeth or teeth as fingers? Yeah, teeth as fingers, because like imagine trying to eat and you had all these like fingers. Do you have any goals for 2015? I want to start doing YouTube more, hence this, and I just want to make cool shit all the time, and I want to be happy with what I make every day. Best thing about your job? Definitely the fact I get to like talk about my favorite thing in the world 24/7, which is music, and get paid to do that. That's like ridiculous. What is the best thing about being you? You know, it just says it. It just, you know, it speaks for itself, really. Who would you like to interview but haven't already? Charlie XCX would be the top of the list. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, Luce. How are you? Does Battle Scars by Guy Sebastian make your heart hurt because it's so perfect? Are you kidding me? Do you ever want to make a song with Troye Sivan? I think this person thinks I'm actually a musician. Do you have Spotify because your recommendations are spot on? Yes, I have Spotify. I'm planning on doing a lot more with it this year. I don't know, just search my name on Spotify and it should come up. Nathan says, what is your favorite variation in the cooking of eggs? Definitely poached. Love a poached egg. Not with avocado though. And finally, Tom says, why, when, who, how, where? See, I hope I answered enough questions there. There was only 107 million of them. I'm going to do an actual YouTube video next week, so that should be pretty cool. It would be very nice if you do hit the subscribe button below, and if you thought this is okay and you think I'm going to be good on the internet, then sharing it would be so sick. I would be like, I'll follow you / I'll DM you if you share it, but like I'd probably do that anyway, to be honest. So, you know, I'll just be really appreciative of it. How should I sign off? Muchos lavos! Give it the old thumbs up if you want to as well. My sister's just reminded me that's a thing that YouTubers do. Bye!
You a freak, you turn and face me. Maybe this time I'll choose